Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Special guest today is Dan Serrano, Executive Director of AYBL. And Dan, it's that time of year again.
It sure is, Steve.
I tell you, you know, it snuck up on me. I mean, we've been planning on it, but it's here, and it just seems like we were just talking about it 3 or 4 weeks. The championship games of AYBL are this Saturday and Sunday, and at Legacy Church, and give them the address.
Well, it's the Legacy Academy, which obviously is part of the Legacy Church. The address is 6900 Los Volcanes Northwest on the west side. The games will run this Saturday and Sunday, the 24th and 25th, starting at 8 a.m. And every 75 minutes we'll have a game, 7 games per day, 14 total championship games.
And the price is going to be $5 for adults and $2 for youth.
For students, we call them students. Anyone student below is $2 and $5 for adults for the whole day. We do get folks that want to stay and watch more than one game, or they have players that are playing in different divisions. Some families have I know one family has 5 players in our AYBL league, and I think they have 2 that are playing in championship games this week.
And concessions? Do we get? I mean, you can come and get some. You know, I always have about concessions, man. And the concessions are always nice to have.
We plan on having concessions. Legacy will as a concession stand or concession bar that they've indicated they're going to set up. So there should be plenty of good things to eat and drink.
And Proview is going to set up a little DVD stand where you can buy your DVDs for the game. If you get, I think, if you get 5 or more for the team, I'm just letting you know, as since you're the executive director, is that for 5 or more, it's $15. If you buy them individually, it's $20. Right. So that's pretty reasonable.
Well, and it is, and we get. You know, we've been doing these championship games for 4 years now, Steve, and every year there's always a huge request by the parents to want to get a DVD of their little player for the game. So I think this is great that you're setting up, and they'll be able to get it the same day.
Plus, it's going to be live on Comcast Channel 26. And it also will be streamed, and I believe we're streaming on Facebook or YouTube. Facebook, we're going to be doing on Facebook, so we'll be streamed on Facebook. So there's going to be a lot of coverage for AYBL and for Proview Networks, and also the city of Albuquerque and all these youth that are playing in this game.
It's great. These kids have worked hard all season. We started August 1st with the registration. They started practicing in October. Their first games were in early November, and they played a 14-game regular season schedule, and now it's culminated with the championship games, and so they've worked their way to these championship Sundays, and they work hard because they know that they have an opportunity to play in a consolidated venue and an opportunity to get on TV, and the fan base, especially the fan base of those players that live outside of the Albuquerque area. We've talked about the story of the grandma that called from Virginia several years ago saying, "Thank you. I never would have had a chance to see my grandson play if I wasn't able to go on the internet, and you guys weren't doing this." So
you can't put a price tag on that. I mean,
you can't.
Everybody, you know, I had that today. I was at the dental office, and somebody said, "Well, are you getting a financial gain out of this?" And I says, "I don't know if you can put a financial gain on what I do." And they really looked at me really strange. And I said, you know, I've had, you know, people from Iraq, when the Iraq war, a situation like this, can you really put a price tag on making somebody feel good?
Well, you can't. And you and I have talked about this for years. You know, AYBL is a nonprofit. Proview sometimes seems like it's nonprofit.
It's actually a nonprofit now.
Yeah, it's nonprofit. But we're out there trying to provide a service and trying to showcase the local talent. In AYBL's case, we've been around for 37 years, and we've continued to grow it and survive because you don't put a price tag on those type of things. And it comes back to you in many ways. Wealth is measured in many more things than just your checkbook, and you're absolutely right. That conversation I had with that grandmother was just
You still remember it today.
I still remember her voice and how happy she was just to have the opportunity to go online and see her grandson play.
Well, what I like about this week is this. It's championship week. One, there's a lot of you and I are, just say we're basketball fans. We might be even exotic, extreme fans about basketball and about all levels of it, from the youth, from the high school to college, even. A little bit, not so much the NBA, okay, but we're very compassionate about it. And what I like about AYB is one, I just thought about it. I think I've been on the board now for almost 9 years, okay, and that's gone by very. I was with Frank Castile before you came in to becoming the executive director, and then. But it's the storylines of Saturday and Sunday, okay? And a great one for me. We have Adam Deal's Albuquerque High third graders or.
Well, they're the Junior Bulldogs.
I should know, but the Junior Bulldogs they're playing Saturday morning, and we're not going to let Adam Deal announce because it'll be biased. I'll have to be in and keep him. We might not let him in. We may have to put a TV out in the deal name because he'll be so nervous about his son playing in the game. But that's exciting. It's exciting for me to see that his son's, that he's with Proview Networks and his son's made it to the finals, and he had to deserve it to get to the finals. It wasn't given to him.
Right. Well, and that little team has done great all season long. They have a couple of great coaches, Vic Garcia and my son Devin helping out. You have Adam's son playing there. You have Vic's son playing. My daughter plays on that team. So they earned their way there. It's not that they were just given a ticket to that championship game. They worked hard.
I didn't know that. That's even more special for me to be there early and to make sure we do a great job with it. But and then, like I said, there's so many to see. I've been doing this for 10 years now, and I've watched the finals, but I actually get to know the coaches. I get to know the players as they come out. Then I get to see, the older group. Then they become varsity, and then we get to see them for another 3 or 4 years at Proview on the high school level.
Right, and that's the whole purpose of.
And the more I think about it, I'm covering a 10-year. It's a 10-year span of people that I meet that are starting out as we speak, and 10 years as they get older.
Right. And that's the whole purpose of the league. We've made it clear that we're a competitive league, one of the most competitive in the Southwest. It may not be for everyone, but it's to prepare those players for the next level, whether it's going from third grade to fourth grade or going from eighth grade to high school and onwards. So I think we've done a great job over 37 years.
Well, it's just not about athletics. I know that you're big on enforcing, these students, they got to go to class. I mean, you start that. This is a privilege to play basketball. Right. This is not an entitlement. And that's something that AYBL, YAFL, and all the youth organizations, they're very big on the student athlete part of it.
And that's critical, because if you're not maintaining grades, you're not going to make the cut. You won't be able to play. But we also try to emphasize the discipline, and a lot of times folks confuse discipline with punishment, and they're two different things. The discipline of being that student athlete, of having to take care of your schoolwork, of having to be held accountable, being responsible, being part of a team, showing up to practice, making their games, doing your job. But this all comes about because you should have a passion and a love for the sport.
And also having just the respect of officials. I'm just thinking about, because that's been a big sore topic of, MMA and the whole thing is, appreciate, these guys coming out and making this thing happen, because these guys don't make a lot of money, okay, but they come out and they do it just because of the passion of the sport.
And they play the game they love. They want to be able to give the kids an opportunity to play. We need officials. Unfortunately, we live in a time where that respect has diminished, if not gone away in some circles. We're seeing ugliness that comes up. You know, the media basically reports all the bad stuff instead of all the good stuff that goes on, and the bad stuff
And
making.
that's such a shame. I look at this, you know, because basically we're changing rules for the very small you know, of incidents that do happen.
Well, and it's unfortunate these incidents happen. I know, you know, in the heat of competition and the moment, but what we have is we're trying to get, we don't have, well, let me rephrase it. We have very few problems with the kids. It's the parents. The officials are doing their job. Folks get upset. We've lost sight of just civility, and by that I mean we emphasize in our league with our zero tolerance policy. Let the officials officiate the game. Let the coaches coach. Let the players play. Come in and cheer them on. Be positive. Be a good role model. Too many times now we're seeing instances where parents are out of control, and it's an embarrassment for the kid. I have kids come up to me and say, "We're embarrassed that our parents are acting that way." And we're having to step in and
So basically, the kids are coaching the parents.
well, and we're working on a new generation now. We have, I'll flat out tell you, I think we have some crazy parents out there that have lost perspective of what this is all about.
Well, I can make that real simple for you. Is that, you know, you look at some of these kids. This may be the only level that they play at.
Right.
I mean, this could be their last. I mean, you know, it's and then on the high school level, it just each year we don't have an NBA or college pool that if you really look at the percentages, you know, maybe less than 1% of the people get fortunate on all levels of sports to play the next level in a college.
Right.
So it's enjoy the moment, I guess is what I'm saying. Enjoy and keep these kids positive and keep them off the streets.
Well, and you're absolutely right. I mean, I know every parent, Nick, every kid aspires to get to the NBA and be the next LeBron or Larry Bird. Actually, they don't remember Larry Bird, but I threw that one out.
Steve Curry. Steph Curry.
That's another one. Yeah. But let them, you're absolutely right. Let them play the game. Let them see if this is what they want to do. Let them try other things. But the pressure that parents are putting on these kids is actually pressure that they're putting on themselves. And that's what's creating this out of balance mentality that we're dealing with now.
And like I said, the enjoy the moment. I mean, these kids. I'm looking for. I mean, even then, I'm excited to, you know, to because they worked all year long and they got to be in the finals, and they'll remember these games forever. I mean, this is something that they'll remember, and we've kind of back to the storylines. It's like, you know, you said earlier that the gentlemen just come and watch the games because they just enjoy basketball and excitement and the enthusiasm that you see for these kids.
And the kids have an opportunity to keep that memory going by putting on a DVD or taping the show, and so there's some great opportunity. The kids love the opportunity to go and play in these games and be showcased on TV and have the games streamed on the internet. They just love it. The parents love it. I think it's going to be a great weekend. You
know, that to me amazes me. You know, again, back in my dental, because one of the reasons we're running a little late today is because even when finally my dentist, he goes, "Hey, I was watching." I turned on channel 26 and we were watching, and I go, "Hey, you must have a youth, huh?" He goes, "Yes." And I said, "Well, basically, if you have a youth and he plays sports, I own you for into his entirety of his whole sports career." And he started laughing. He says, "Yeah." And I said, "I've been coming to this dentist and played for 10 years." And he finally recognized that we had a Proview, a 24/7 Proview Network Sports, and it was exciting. That he goes, "I just didn't realize all the stuff that you do, and you've been coming in here and you never speak about Proview Networks." Well, folks in the community know what Proview Networks does, and they appreciate it. And I can tell you from representing AYBL and youth basketball that we continue to keep doing what we're doing. The community is a huge beneficiary of that. Well, we're going to go to the Dream Style Top 10 Plays of the Week, and then come back and talk more AYBL and also about our new adventure.
2 Eagles, no Bears.
That's a nice job.
Lipsey with beautiful find to Arroyo.
Yeah, that a long look. Oh, what a move by Rogers.
On the block. Puts the dribble on Ramirez. Up and in. Oh, send it away, Watson.
Long rebound out to Cameron Valencia. Up and underneath.
One of your best shooters has taken 2 of them, and Brooke
Beautiful
Nelson.
look
That's
underneath.
Oh, blocked by Valencia. So Cameron Valencia quickly the other way. Into the lane on 2.
Go behind the back, a little razzle.
Drilling going on right now.
Hole in the run out and in the reverse. Beautiful.
Hoops NM Basketball Center is coming soon. 10 full courts broken into 2 wings for ultimate basketball and volleyball play. Locker rooms, a lounge area, a pro shop, and a full snack bar will all be a part of a great experience. Convenient parking and access will make the Hoops NM Basketball Center a premier facility for league play and competitive regional tournaments. With over 9,000 square feet, Hoops NM Basketball Center will take court sports play to another level in our community. Courts are regulation high school size with wood floors and seating for approximately 350 per court. Major sponsors and supporters are being assembled now. If you're interested, contact Dan Serrano at 505-249-7994. Send him an email, hoopsnm@aol.com. That's hoopsnm@aol.com. Hoops NM Basketball Center, a premier sports facility serving our community.
Hey, welcome back to the Steve Davis Show. We got Dan Serrano, Executive Director of AYBL, and also State. Help me out.
New Mexico District State AU Basketball Director.
And with your help and with the help of Dream Style and Larry Chavez, we got a new thing that's happening. And put this still up real quick for us, Josh, and let Dan talk a little bit.
Well, to all our efforts, and I know you've been talking about this for years, Steve, with me, and it just happened to work out that Dream Style is doing a home show called the Cherry Silver Festival. And in discussions with Larry Chavez, yourself, and myself, we've been able to put together what we hope to be one of many annual youth basketball tournaments at the pit. It'll be an NCAA compliant tournament, so we can't put all the older kids there, but the 3rd to 6th grade boys and 3rd to 8th grade girls. We're using other local high school gyms for the tournament. We anticipate quite a few teams. The interest is there. It'll be April 6th to 8th. And it'll culminate with those championship games in the Dream Style Arena again on Proview Networks. And we have some great co-sponsors with us, Dick's Sporting Goods, of course, Proview, Dream Style, New Mexico Games, and today we picked up.
I was going to say, Fred Holbrook just recently started being in with New Mexico Games, and we're trying to create more athletes can participate in the pit, Dream Style Arena, the pit.
Right, and we've been working with New Mexico Games a couple of years now to try to help them with the basketball portion and scheduling. Today we picked up another sponsor, the ABQ Westside Chamber of Commerce. So we have a great event planned, and through the efforts of yourself and Larry Chavez, we've been able to get this into fruition. It's not a date that we picked to try to hurt any any other tournaments that are going on. We're doing this because it coincides with what Dreamstyle is doing.
Well, that's when they could get the pit,
Exactly.
and it's his show for all the vendors. That it's really a trade show in the building industry, and it's very interesting to go see and be ready to be able to take home some prizes, because they give a lot of things out. I know Home Depot was there last year, and they were giving rulers out, and they were giving this, so a lot of little freebies to go into.
And it's a 2-for-1 deal, as you mentioned earlier. It's a 2-for-1 deal to get in. You get the trade show and the games. The kids are looking forward to the opportunity to come into the Lobo locker room, get a photo there, come down the ramp, which I think it should be every young basketball player's dream.
No, we're going to treat them, like I said, we're going to treat them like they are Lobos, and like they are the thing. And I like my vision of it is they go into the entrance of a lot of people don't know where that entrance where the Lobos actually go into the locker room, and then that's just an experience themselves. And hopefully we'll have a chance for them to take a picture with Larry Chavez or some representative of Dreamstyle, or maybe hopefully, depending on compliance with, and Ed Monzanares has done a great job with us promoting this and helping us stay compliant. And like you said, this is compliant with NCAA rules, so there's not going to be any problems in the future if they do play in this.
Well, all the folks at UNM have been very gracious in wanting to look for ways to make this happen. Ed's been a great point of contact for us there at UNM. So I think things are working out well, and we'll be able to get this set. And being the first one we're doing, hopefully it'll be one of many that we do down the road.
Well, like I said, this is a 10-year, he has a 10-year contract with an option for another 10 years. And so hopefully for the next 20 years, we can make this better and bigger, and maybe make it to where it's, and this is statewide too, so anybody can come in. This is just not just a local tournament. So anybody that wants to come in and enjoy that weekend, and they'll get a T-shirt. We haven't made that logo yet. I think we're working on that right now, but it's going to be nice. Everybody gets a T-shirt, and hopefully we can get some pictures and some DVDs of the game, and then of course Proview is going to do all the championship games. So. But it's going to be around, and we can't forget about the celebrity free throw tournament. Robert Portnoy won it last year. It was a great success, and but we're going to add one more thing to it. One thing we learned from the last show was that the vendors they get an opportunity to shoot. Have somebody enter somebody from their company into it to be able to get onto that. So that's going to bring more interest to the who can say that they went to a trade show and they got to shoot in the pit. I mean, that's an experience that they'll never forget.
And it's an affordable tournament. It's $225 for a 3-game guarantee. We're going to offer an early registration to AYBL teams for $200. So it's the price is really kept
Is
low.
that set up on the website now?
Everything's on the website. They can go to www.quickscores.com/hoopsnm to register and get more information.
Well, that's awesome, because that's available now. So you
It's
can
ready to go.
we can start getting them signed up and getting our brackets ready, and see how many games they can get in the pit.
And we've already got quite a few teams already registered.
Well, that's good news. I haven't had. You always keep that secret from me.
I do.
Because I get nervous that nobody's going to show up or whatever. But I guess we're getting it out there, and I think the pit and what Larry Chavez. I really want to thank Larry Chavez, one for Dreamstyle Remodeling and his organization. And I take away. It's his organization. He's like a coach, and it's his organization that's making this happen. And his son is awesome to work with. Everybody in that whole department's great to work with. But to let us have control, and I can say control, but have us let us have faith in us that we're going to do this right was just a great honor to do.
Well, and he's a tremendous community partner with youth sports and what we're doing. So, our vision and our hope is to really foster and promote that relationship and keep things going.
Well, that aside, you know, we have this little, you know, promotion, you know, right before the commercial was, you know, the a possibility that's something you've been working on for most of your life. I would say ever since the basketball came out. I mean, it's just been one of those things, is to have a nice facility in New Mexico. And how is that coming right now?
You know, we're making progress. We've obviously started marketing, and we've got a design in place. And I think I tell folks we're somewhere around 70% towards achieving our objective. We're hoping to break ground soon still. It's a challenge because it's a huge facility. It's a costly facility, 10 full courts. I think the opportunity is prime to do the things that we need to do, because folks are starting to realize we need gym space, we need practice gym space, and we need a facility like this. And the facility like this not only helps the youth, but it helps economic development within our community.
We're actually going to see a little bit of it right here.
And so with sports economic development being a huge thing in the country now, it gives us an opportunity to bring tournaments here. I've sat down with the mayor-elect, or actually the mayor now, about the opportunities it'll bring to Albuquerque. So we're continuing to work on it. We're still looking for other partners to come in if they're interested in helping us with it. It'll serve the community well, but you're absolutely right. It seems like a lifetime, but it's been about 6-7 years that we've been working on this thing. And I think one of the biggest obstacles is that most folks, and especially the lending community, believes that this is what government should be doing. But in a tight budget like we have in our community, our state, the private sector has to step up and get this done. And we're the best source for that, because we run those leagues right now.
Well, I tell you, you know, it's something that's well needed, and it's something that's been talked about. And what I've loved about you, and since I met you, is this, you know, we met 7-8 years ago, and it was just, now you got plans, you've drawn, you've taken money out of your own pocket and invested interest in getting this thing done, and it's going to happen. It's just too good of a thing not to happen, and I'm excited whenever that does happen. But you know, until then, we have, you know, let's just kind of recap a little bit. Saturday and Sunday. Let's go real quickly with that.
This Saturday and Sunday is the AYBL Championship, 7 games a day, starting at 8 a.m. on Saturday and 8 a.m. on Sunday. 14 championship games at Legacy Academy, located at 6900 Los Volcanes Northwest. The games will be broadcast on Channel 26 with Proview and streamed on the internet through Proview networks. It's going to be a great weekend of basketball. If you have an opportunity to come out and watch our budding stars, future high school players, get an opportunity to showcase their talents.
And also, it's going to be, it's a great day for Proview networks too. After the tournament, we're going to go do the El Dorado girls and boys, whoever they're in the finals of that district, to right afterwards. So basically, we're going to have almost 12 hours of continuous basketball for the community. Also, real quickly, April 6th, 8th, 7th, and 8th is going to be real quick.
April 6th, 7th, and 8th, the annual youth basketball tournament sponsored by Dreamstyle. First annual at the Dreamstyle Pit. Dreamstyle Hoops NM tournament at Dreamstyle Arena, the Pit, NCAA compliant. We have local high school gyms we're using. It's going to be a great tournament.
Well, Dan, hey, thanks for coming on, and good luck for the Bulldogs. I mean, don't forget about your Bulldogs. Good luck for them over the next 2 weeks, and then also thanks for doing a great job with AYBL.
Thanks, Steve. Thank you for having me.